Hey Hadley, I thought this might be easier if I just did a screencast to explain some things to you that I think might help you to navigate or understand what's expected of you. And so I thought, first, right off the bat, we're in the first opening screen. So let's go into the calendar. The calendar is another way to look at your assignments. Let's look at the agenda part first. So here it tells you really what's due and what's coming up. Now for me, it shows me all 4 groups. Our classes for this assignment was split up into 4 groups, and I'm on teacher mode, so it shows me all groups. It's only going to come up as one for you. Here's what is due. So the discussion is due on Monday, tomorrow. The journal activity is due, as well as the exam, the self-assessment, and the evaluation. So those are the things that are kind of coming up that you need to worry about, really. Okay, let's look at it from a different viewpoint, like by month. So if you look at it by month, you'll see on Monday, tomorrow, you have these things due. The other thing it does show you is on Thursday at 1 a.m., the next lesson becomes available. So right now, really, in this week, we're on lesson 03. That's what we're going to be working on. But on the 30th, it opens up lesson 04 so that you can see it and view it if you want, if you're at that point where you want to see it. So that's why you see these things on Thursday. You don't really have a due date, and if you hover over it and look, it'll tell you it just becomes available. So it's nothing that you have to worry about. So that's kind of the calendar view, how you can see what's important from that view. So let's go back to content and let's look at it on here, how you can find out what's important as well. And I gotta say, in this program, the desire to learn, my favorite feature so far is really having these numbers off to the side and being able to check mark the things that you have done and having a folder, be done, so that you can feel safe and secure about you doing everything required of you if you have it all checked off. So right now we're on lesson 2. If you have lesson 2 by tomorrow, if it's all checked marked and checked off, then you're good. You've got everything turned in, and I'll explain a little bit more in just a second. So right out to the side, it tells you how many things you have left and available. So obviously for this one, I have 8 out of 6 topics remaining. Now you might have less topics. It might say that you have less topics to complete. And I'll tell you why it shows that I have more topics to complete. Because again, on teacher mode, it shows me every group. And there's 4 groups. And you have, only one that you have to worry about. So for yours, there might be 3 less, and you might have 13 topics to complete instead of 16. So here we have manual checkoffs. You can manually check things off, and then you have a dot. So you're going to have a dot or a manual. The manual checkoffs is something that you need to either read or view by way of a video. So you see this right here, this little icon is there to let you know that this is a video. And that orange thing, this thing is a reading, as well as this. Usually it gives you instructions. There's a reading to do. So you can manually check that off. The one with the dots tell you that you have something to turn in. And once you've turned it in, it will check it off for you. And so that your folder can get all checked off. And also too, the dots out to the side, that another way you know that you have something to complete is because there's also going to be a due date. And it'll tell you when it's due. And unfortunately, in each lesson, you really are going to only have one due date, and that's going to be on Monday. So that, I think, also makes it a whole lot less confusing. It's because you're only working with one due date for each lesson. And so for this lesson, your due date is tomorrow, the 27th of January. And so you'll see that you'll have, journal activity. You've got the due date right there. And of course, you've got a dot, which means you have to submit it. Then you also have a reading in there. So you've got the reading to do before, and I would just do things in order. So before you go through and do anything else, go and read what the instructions for Ponder and Prove, and then the exam. You have exam. Once you do that, see it's a dot, then it'll check it off, self-assessment and evaluation. So really, those are the things that are expected of you. But just know that if this folder is checked off, like what you see right there with the introduction, then you have done everything that you need to do for that lesson. I hope this helped. If you have any other questions, please email me and let me know, because I just went off what I think your question might have been, and I could definitely be off, but I would love to help in any way, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye.